Arlington Cemetery began during our Civil War. The first burial took place here on May 13th of 1864. And since that time, we've been an active military cemetery. Currently, there are just over 300,000 individuals buried here. Arlington is now 624 acres, which was once part of an 1,100-acre estate that was first owned by the father-in-law, then the wife of General Robert E. Lee. And as I said, it was during our Civil War the first burials took place here, and we've been continuing ever since. Our oldest graves do date to the Civil War. They actually are not too far from where we're standing. The cemetery actually began in a location which was called the Lower Cemetery, which is now a present-day designation of Section 27. And that's where the first burial took place. It's also where we have interred former slaves. They were called contrabands during the Civil War, who actually lived on this estate in the Freedmen's Village during the Civil War. Almost 4,000 of them died while living here, and they're buried in Arlington, as well as some of the first United States colored troops, which were the first African-American men that were allowed in combat roles in the United States Army during the Civil War. The two most visited sites in Arlington by far are the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where we have buried an unknown from World War I, World War II, and the Korean conflict, and also the gravesite of President John F. Kennedy, of course, was assassinated in November of 1963, buried here on the 25th of November, and approximately 4.5 million visitors each year will visit each of those locations. I think Arlington is special, certainly to those families that choose to bury their loved ones here, but to the American people as well, because of what it's come to represent. We have soldiers and sailors from every war the United States has fought here. We're in the nation's capital. Here we have the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where we remember those that not only lost their lives but their identities in last century's wars. It's where we guard that tomb 24 hours a day to show Americans and people throughout the world that we haven't forgotten the importance of this sacrifice and the necessity of honoring those who have served in our armed forces. And it's just, we've been such an integral part of our American history since the Civil War that it's become a national shrine. And I think when most people think of military burials, they think of Arlington Cemetery.